Yo, what is up, my boys? Today we are playing Mxbikes on the USA GP 2016 track that you can get off the Mxbikes mods page. This track is fire. I've spun a few laps on it. It is a banger of a track. I've been wanting a good Glen Helen track. And there is a few Glen Helen tracks that are out there, but this one for $1 or something like that on the Mxbikes page, this track is amazing. It is the 2016 variant of this track, but it's still really, really fire. I am on the KTM 450 right now. That is what we are running. This is the setup real quick. I'll just skim through it. You can look at it. Suspension's all default. Drivetrain's default. Went up on the swing arm length. Went one up on the rod length. Went low mapping. 8100, 120, 80 for the tires. Fuel's all the same. That is what I'm running for the bike. Let's get right into this and get to ripping. So I can show you guys around this track because it is a really good track, and I do live in California, so I have been to Glen Helen one time for the two-stroke nationals, and the 2016 version really isn't that far off from, let's see, when did I go? Early this year, a few months ago probably, like 5 or 6 months ago. So 2022 compared to this 2016 version, it's really not that far off. I thought it was gonna be way different, but it's really not. I think these uphill sections are flipped, maybe, or I can't quite remember. I'd have to go back and look at the videos I took when I was at the track, but this track is really, really good, and it's actually a pretty close replica to what they have right now. And I went back before I started this recording and watched some 2016 footage of Glen Helen, and it is pretty damn accurate to what it was back in 2016. This track does whoever made this track did a very good job of getting everything correct from back then. But yeah, this track is sick. I have it on 2.9 a road again, same thing as the last video. I kind of just wanted to see how it would erode once I spin a few laps on this track. I haven't spun nearly enough to really get a good idea of how it's gonna look with a road. But yeah, this track is really good. I also haven't been playing for very long, so that's why I am gonna be eating shit a little bit, because I am a little bit rusty, or not rusty I should say. I just played yesterday, but I am a little bit, I'm not warmed up. Get that triple. Oh, that's a sick little section right there. Oh, and we jump off the track. That section is so sick. When you get that right, man, it is fun. You can either double out of that corner like I did and then triple, or you can triple out of the corner, triple again, and then double right at the end. And I've done both, and they seem to be about the same speed. About the same like length to get through them, about the same time to get through. It doesn't seem like it hinders you that much. Depending on what line you take. This track is really bumpy. I will say that. It is quite bumpy. I don't have a suspension setup on this bike, and that might help. Even though the default settings for this KTM 450 are actually, they're really good, especially for Supercross. I don't run anything really besides tires for Supercross when I'm riding the KTM. The settings, how the shocks are set up are really, really good. But outdoor, I usually change some stuff up, lessen the rebound and stuff, so it's not as bouncy and bumpy, and I can actually keep this bad boy on 2 wheels. But yeah, I will say this track is bumpy for beginner players or new players. This track is definitely going to be a little bit of a struggle for sure. And even at my level, having close to 500 hours in this game, I am having some trouble. I do blame that on the fact that there is no suspension setup, because at least for me personally, suspension setups really do help me a lot in this game. And I think it's also just because I haven't played at all today, so I'm not warmed up to be ripping MX bikes. That's like a little triple right there. Let's see if we can get this triple to start with. Nope, we're gonna come up short. Good God. Get up and over that. But yeah, this track is, it looks really good. It looks really good. Not just the track itself, but just everything. The outskirts of the track, everything on this track looks super good. Which I'm a big sucker for that in games. When games look good, I really enjoy that. That can make or break if I play a game and or a track in this game specifically a track. But yeah, if the track and like the dirt just looks not great and not super realistic and not textured very well, and if the outskirts of the track are just kind of plain and there's really nothing there, I mean, I'll still play the track, but definitely I favorite the tracks that have more work put into them. I would rather pay for a track and have it be good and flowy like this, and have a good, like, just design to it, and have good detail to it. Let's try and double that, triple that. Then pay a free track that just looks like crap. Like, I would rather spend that money to have that track look super nice. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, this Glen Helen, I've been waiting for a Glen Helen to come out. I have been wanting somebody to create a paid version of this track any year, really. Like, I didn't really care. I always liked the Glen Helen tracks, and also, there we go, got that corner. I also enjoy playing them because they are difficult. At least in MX bikes, like the uphills and stuff like that can be challenging for me personally. So I enjoy playing the what's it called, Glen Helen tracks, just because, yeah, they give me something to work on. And it's just, Glen Helen is a really diverse track. Like, even in person, it's a very diverse track. It has a lot of things to it. There's a lot of big jumps, a lot of little jumps, rhythm sections. There's it's a super gnarly track when it comes to elevation. That's what I'm trying to think of, is elevation. When it comes to elevation, man, that track, it's one of the craziest out there for elevation change. I mean, it's vertical up, vertical down, and it does that multiple times. It does that multiple times. Right off the start, you take that massive berm, you come down, make a left, and then it's immediately straight up a gnarly uphill. Like a gnarly, steep, rutted out uphill. So yeah, it's just, this track is gnarly. It's a super gnarly track. And whoever made this did a really good job of, like, representing how gnarly this track truly is. There we go. Got that triple, double. Because when you're in real life, man, this, God dang it. When you're in real life, man, this track, it gets super rutted, it gets super rough. Like, the start straight is bumpy like this. There's not that many whoops like this up the side. They probably should have just lessened that, but That turn is massive. When I went, this was a tabletop, like a massive tabletop. And then, yeah, it was this hill, up this hill. I think there wasn't a split lane like that to where you could jump. And then when I was there, you kept going up this way. So you'd go up here, make a left, and then it would be a right-hand turn to then back down the hill. And I can't quite remember where it went after that, but yeah, this track gets super gnarly. I'll see if I can put a picture in here of, I'll get the specific uphill section. Let me show you guys. It's actually that uphill right here. I'll overlay a picture right here if I can find the picture. If not, then there's not going to be pictures. So if you see one, I found it. If you don't see a picture, then I didn't find it. But just imagine, so in real life, I was standing right on this bridge. The scaling of this is a little bit off. The bridge was probably more like up here. And then this wasn't, see how it comes down right here? This was more of like a jump where I'm sitting right here. So it wasn't like a smooth transition like this. It was basically just a lip that you would jump up. And dude, the ruts going up that were so gnarly. Like if you got cross-rutted, you were done. You would come out of this berm and then there would just be probably 10, 15 line choices of just peg deep ruts going up this thing. And when I went, it was all two-stroke national. So it was little kids on like 85s. What was the lowest CC? I think it was a 65 CC, and then the 50s were straight out in front of me where I'm going right now. There was another like kids track over there. But I think the 65 CC all the way to the 250 CC, and then there were some 500s out there too, which those things were just badass. But yeah, it was gnarly, especially seeing those kids on the 65s or 85s. I can't quite remember. I think they were 65s, but yeah, seeing them go up that was so gnarly, dude. So gnarly. But yeah, and then it was also sick because we saw a lot of 500s, and I've never seen a 500 in real life. 500 two-stroke. There was there was 1 or 2 CRs and I think 1 Cowie out there, and they were racing. There was a like an open class, so you could just ride whatever bike you wanted. There was like 125s, 250s, 500s, 65s, 85s. It was just an open class. Shit, come up short. It was an open class, and man, it was so cool to see everyone out there just ripping, seeing those guys on the 500s just barking up those hills with ease. Because it's so weird, because on the 500, you can ride them in a lower gear because they actually somewhat, not exactly like a 4-stroke, but they kind of have that torque like a 4-stroke, where most 2-strokes don't have a whole lot of bottom end torque, but those things are just so, it's such a big bore that they have a lot of torque to them. So you would hear these guys in like 2nd and 3rd just bogging up these hills, but they were hauling ass because the thing had so much torque behind it. But yeah, it was sick. It was definitely sick. It was like $20 entry. It was super fun, and it was a whole day thing. They had food and stuff like that. Jump over that little thing. But yeah, man, it was awesome. It was so damn fun to go. I live probably 3.5, 4 hours away from it in California. So, but yeah, I just wanted to jump on here and rip some MX bikes real quick and talk to you guys about this track, let you know that it is a banger, and if you're looking at getting it, definitely go and grab it because it's a good track. And gets my thumbs up. Not that that means much, but it gets my thumbs up. And yeah, just come on here, shoot the shit, say what up, post videos more often, and talk to you guys about my experience at Glen Helen and how this track kind of matches up with the Glen Helen track. To finish up, the road isn't as gnarly as I thought. There's some sections where it is gnarlier than others, but this dirt is feeling more of like a hard pack kind of dirt, so it's not going to erode as good as like the soft soil or sand or something. The berms erode pretty good, but and the jump faces, oh god, oh my god, that's like the worst part of the track for me. I struggle so much. But yeah, the berms erode pretty good, the jump faces, the hills have some erode on them. But yeah, besides that, that's about it. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. The next video should be on let's see, what track is it? I'm trying to think. Valhalla, I believe, is the name. I could be off, but Valhalla is the name of that track, made by her and MX. Fucking absolute goat, by the way. He just dropped the track a few days ago, so I'm probably gonna do not an edit. I'm gonna do a video on that track, just basically showing it off, riding it. It's not gonna be a super long video, just kind of showing it off, riding the track, seeing how it deforms. I've rode it a little bit, but I haven't spun a whole lot of laps, so I'll probably spin, I don't know, maybe 10 or so laps on it, and then I'll start recording and then spin a few more laps just so you guys can kind of see the erode on it. But yeah, that's gonna be the next video. Should be dropping here tomorrow by the time I finish editing this one. And yeah, posting this and getting that released. I'll start editing that video, which I'm gonna record right after this. And yeah, so that'll be that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment on the videos. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you guys want to see more, etc., etc. And a like and subscribe definitely helps. And yeah, I will see you boys in the next video. Y'all have a good day. Peace.